Mirrors do not have a philosophy or stance. We have a commitment to music and to being creative, but our music isn't political. I guess we're sort of interested in the wranglings of the mind, but we wouldn't consider ourselves part of an intellectual movement at all, just more interested in creation for creation's sake.
I think we made a record for many different reasons, to test our imaginations and to test our abilities, and also just to please our ego. But I think the main reason we create music is for the very act of that can be quite life-affirming. I think it's as simple as that.
Everything about Mirrors is and will be judged by us and by others, so everything is important, not just the music. Our music is created for creation's sake because the very act is life-affirming. It's that simple.
In my head, I'll be damned. In my head, I'll be making a stand. And when we're dead, we'll feel it. I don't know, I can see. Why do you wanna get the night into me? You feel it in the dark on your own. Oh, come on, honey, say what you want to. Oh, come on, honey, let's just have a look into the heart, into the heart, into the heart. The waters in the dark, into the heart, into the heart, into the heart. The waters in the dark.
When you listen to our music, you enter another world, our world, and the gateway to this new world is not the act of pressing play, but maybe the act of gazing upon the album's front cover, laying in your hands before you've even heard a note.
The way we portray ourselves visually is very important for us, whether that be from the fact that we all wear suits, whether it be the fact that we try to make our live show much more encompassing than just what a traditional band setup might be, whether that be through large projections of visuals which we make for every song behind, or the fact that we perhaps come across like mad scientists playing at 4 steel tables. We give this as much thought as we do to the music.
Modern life is like a flat plane. There is no foreground, no landscape, no texture, nothing. It is easy to get lost. Lost in nothing or lost in everything.
You begin to hear music in everything. We believe that the creative process is of paramount importance to humanity and that it's the only thing that gives meaning to our lives.
I guess we do put a certain amount of pressure on ourselves, but we don't feel pressure outside of that. I think we're lucky that we're in a band where people seem to be taking notice of us and enjoying our music, but I think if we started concerning ourselves with everything that other people thought about our music, then it might lose its magic. This is something that we do collectively for ourselves.
When people ask us what our type of sound is, we often tend to say pop noir, which is a phrase we coined for a couple of reasons really, to avoid being pigeonholed by people, and also to make it apparent that we at least try to write pop songs, maybe not in the traditional sense, but in terms of what we actually sound like, and maybe a sort of dense, electronic, soulful electronic music, I guess.
In terms of how life affects the music we make, I believe that you can read a lot of books and it won't necessarily make you a great writer, but it will make you a better one. And I think you can apply that to music as well, and whatever you immerse yourself in your life will unavoidably end up coming through the music.
I don't think as a band we ever made a conscious decision to make a record. I think it was more that the four of us gravitated towards each other through similar musical interest, and we wanted to create something that was more than just a band and, put ourselves on that pedestal that perhaps bands of yesteryear have done, and I think making a record that we have was part of that.
Everything is falling apart. Music is a magical wonder that has enraptured almost every person on earth since the beginning of humanity. Unrestrained accessibility is simultaneously devaluing what is important to us. The act of acquisition is becoming more important than the object acquired.